these obviously very high volatile stocks and positions, you gotta start with having your own financial backup. What I mean by that is have some type of savings for yourself, just in case the money you invest, if by any chance you lose it all. Hey, we're back today. We're back, and as I continue my series here on just kind of, in a way, just really educating ourselves and kind of really seeing where we can, start young. As far as anybody that's watching me here, obviously, is going to most likely be just coming out of college and trying to figure themselves out. After college, trust me, the process is long. It is a journey. But don't be discouraged. Don't feel anxious. Don't feel like you have to know it all in the beginning. But the most important thing we can finally actually take control of is what we do, like I said in my last videos, what we do with our personal finances. Now, everybody has their own method or their own goals or their own dreams, obviously, in the future. But we always want to have some type of strategy or plan. And when you're younger, you kind of forget that. And trust me, it goes fast. It feels like I was 20 years old a couple years back, and it's been, I'm going to be 30. I'm in my mid 30s already, so I don't want to seem old, but I'm in mid 30s, and it feels like it went by fast. So trust me, every single thing you do in the long run makes a difference. So try to put setting yourself up for a easier situation as you get older, because obviously you're only 20 years old once, right? You can't go back to that. So just try to. What my whole thing is, obviously, don't live your life like in fear, but at the same time, have a strategy, have a plan, and have a kind of a backup for your emergencies. And right now, there's one thing that we're all if you're watching the news where everybody's quarantined, obviously everybody's home. If you have TikTok, if you have any social media platform, there is a lot of hype and a lot of market, obviously, situations where people are talking about all these different stocks to invest in. We just saw the situation where the GameStop, and now with the whole thing with Bitcoin is going crazy. Doge Coin with the prices on that, and all these things that are coming out of nowhere. Sorry, my hair's all crazy now, but don't. I really want to jump in, and I wanted to jump in and really give my 2 cents on, if it matters, on where the young individuals should first consider before you go and invest in Dogecoin, right? I believe that obviously there is some type of truth of it. Obviously, there's a, if you invest in that situation, obviously you're gonna you're in it to make money, but also understand you could lose it as well. So there's a reason why few expert investors and those companies have made money for all these years and are multi-billionaires, and the yachts and the buildings. And if you really want to understand, because I used to work for the financial systems, just look at their buildings and look at their branches. If you ever go to a branch or a bank, or you go to one of their corporate buildings, these are luxurious, massive buildings. So the money is there. So understand this, that your 2 cents are not going to hurt their building. So don't go in with that perspective. But at the same time, understand that if you're going to start investing, you're going to start investing in these obviously very high volatile stocks and positions. You got to start with having your own financial backup. What I mean by that is have some type of savings for yourself, just in case the money you invest, if by any chance you lose it all, or it goes down 50% or 80%, which some have gone down. You just don't go in there with your life savings, and a lot of people have done it. I'm not saying there's a wrong way to do it. People have their own strategies. I met one time when I was in my banking days, one of my, hold up, is this camera a little bit? That's good. One of my coworkers, we were really into, we were at that time, we were like just buying individual stocks. And all of this didn't exist. Like there was no Robinhood. This is like, talking about 10 years back. And we were looking to at that time I was using Yahoo Finance. They had their stock prices and everything on there. Everything was pretty much through Yahoo when we looked up our prices and the market and close and open. And I remember some of my coworkers that they would take out debt, and buy these stocks that they thought that were going to go up, and they were professionals at it. They would take out credit card advances, which is highly risky and highly not advised, but they were sure that they were going to get a certain amount of profit that was going to be over what they were willing to risk. And I'm pretty sure that they made money, but I'm pretty sure they lost as well. So I think it's just taking that perspective. All my young individuals right now coming into college, this is to you, the one that fears FOMO, the one that feels like if he doesn't invest today, he's gonna miss out on the boat and he's gonna stay behind. Just trust this. In history, and if you read a lot of history, it repeats itself many times. There's gonna come many more stocks, many more rides that you can jump on that you might be more suitable to jump on. If you're using your life savings to jump on these things, I think it's not a highly, I would say, educated situation. You don't want to be, you don't want to have the logic come out of your brain because you want to jump on this ride. And it might go insane. A lot of money might be made out of this, but it can also go the other way. So that is where I feel that if you're young and you're starting right now, if you're able to invest in this and you're playing and you're very smart and you're very educated, great. But at least have some type of backup. Have an emergency fund saved before you start going into these highly volatile stocks. Hey, I've met both sides of the spectrum. I've met individuals that had $500,000 in their account at 24 years old because they were trading, and I met individuals that have been trading for years and have nothing. So it really depends on kind of it's like basically it's a game and how well you do it. So, but be willing to risk, be willing to lose a lot as well. So before you do that, have a backup plan, have an emergency fund. And when we say emergency fund, we've said it before. I know I didn't talk about a rich dad, poor dad, but a lot of the obviously financial gurus and budget experts and all these individuals that talk about money itself, they recommend that you have an emergency fund, something that you can fall back on. And normally it's 3 to 6 months of your expenses. If you really want to go hardcore, you do 12 months of expenses, whatever it is that you feel comfortable with. But once you have that fund, it takes a work. I'm not saying you can do it probably overnight, depending where you live. But if you live in an expensive city, 6 months of expenses is not chunk change, right? So for example, let's say you pay $1,500 in rent, you times that times 6, you're looking at about, let's say in a year is 15,000. You're looking at about $7,000 to $8,000 just in rent, right? And then your whatever add-ons. So we're talking about food, and we're talking about your expenses as far as living expenses, not luxury, as in meaning like you go out every weekend and you buy a couple of outings, let's say drinks, or you go. Well, we can't do the weekends anymore because of the whole quarantine. But if you go out and you buy clothes on a random, right? These are not necessities. It's talking about your basic 6-month necessities, and that is rent, food, obviously, utilities, whether it's light or gas, and obviously your car insurance, right? There's things that you might use on a daily basis that are kind of fixed. So your cell phone. Unfortunately, these things are fixed. So you add these things up, and that is your necessities. And you want to save that over for at least 3 to 6 months. And then you can kind of go ahead and start playing with investing and learning how to build wealth and understanding yourself and making sure you want to do it for the long term. There's never going to be a right time to start investing, but before you do that, you want to have some type of backup. Because if you're counting on that money to kind of get you out of a hole or get you out of a certain situation and it doesn't do that, you're gonna feel a certain way. You're gonna pull out the money you put in and you're gonna not let it ride out, and you're gonna have basically take a big loss, and you're gonna look at this situation as a horrible situation, as opposed to when you put the money in as in not worry whether it goes up and down, but it's long term, then you have a different approach, have a different ease, no anxiety. You're not gonna jump off a building. Unfortunately, I've heard a story about the other day, thinking you lost all this amount of money and you have nowhere to get out. So please, before you invest in Dogecoin, have your emergency fund before you invest in Dogecoin. I will repeat myself because I know a lot of us are not doing that, but please, instead of Dogecoin, have your emergency fund. Dogecoin can disappear. Your emergency fund will take care of you if you're not able to take care of yourself. So I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.